Hello there, and a very good morning to you. Welcome to the final day of broadcast here from the English Open. I'm Rob Lamarr, looking after you throughout the day. We'll be dropping in and out. We're going to start off our morning session with the categories that consist of the female, the juniors, the seniors. All right, so we'll be starting with those. We'll be heading over to our other course a little bit later on with a further broadcast with the culmination of the men's competition. But we've got cameras already down on the course because play is already underway. So we're going to start off. We've got Stephen down there. He's on hole number 1 on the Pines course. So let's head over to him now and see who we have coming through first.
Morning, Rob.
Good morning.
As you can see, it's dry, but it is very, very windy. So apologies in advance for any sound or video issues. We're working as best we can with the conditions. But yeah, you join us on hole 1, Pines. So the juniors have just gone through behind me. So Chris Hopton will catch them coming up the other side. But we've got the first group of super seniors coming down this hole, I believe. An unbelievable shot coming down the hill there. Paul Downey's just going to come in and mark that for us.
So this group consisting of Paul Downey, Derek Hayward, Jean-Francois Ducry, and Andrea Zanardo.
Yeah, that was Zanardo playing his shot down the hill. Very, very difficult to judge the wind today to get the ball stopped. Both holes 1 and 2 on Pines are downhill with the wind behind today, and most people might think that's an advantage, but everybody is overshooting the greens. The green on 2 as a bank down the back, so people are having to play cautiously towards the hole down the wind. Unfortunately, then 3 and 4 are uphill into the wind, and 4 is a long uphill hole, so it's taking 7 shots to get here. The flag. I'm sure Chris will be able to describe that more for you in a sec. So we're looking at Jean-Francois now, common by his fellow foot golfers.
Unfortunately, having a few picture difficulties with you here at the moment, Stephen. It just seems to be a little bit of a problem with our signal coming through here to the studio, but hopefully we'll try and remedy that. We'll add a little bit of a boost to it if we can. I've got Chris down there on hole number 4, but we'll have him in just a second. There we go. We've got a bit of a picture just there. That just drifts past the flag from Downey. Hayward now obviously in this senior plus group. Senior plus, I think I've added an extra plus there. They won't appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't think Dell's in the plus category yet. It's just a plus
just
there.
Yeah. plus. It's about plus Dell. Jan Hollick is the current leader. Evans, Mark Eagleston in second. Osman Bayazit in third. Mike Stokes fourth. Derek Hayward currently sitting in 5th place, and Paul Downey sitting in 6th. And then we've got Jean-Francois tied 7th alongside Andrea Zanardo, who are this group. So we'll see our other groups coming through after this one, which consists of our current top 4 in this category, our senior plus.
Jean-Francois tied us up nicely there.
Just saw that dropping in.
And a 4 there for Zanardi as well.
I think I did hear the 4 shout from him as well.
Yeah, he was very happy with that. You'd take a 4 here all day long. Unfortunately, I think one of them, I think they're within the trees further back. So a 6 for Dell and a 4 for the others in the group.
Yeah, nice
It's
of him to
very
pick up a par to start with. Now, unfortunately, I'm having a few problems with you there, Stephen. So I am going to have to move over to Chris. He is on 4. We'll have the juniors coming through here very shortly. I think there's a group ahead of them that are just here. Hello there, Chris. If we got coming through here, you're a very long way away from the hole.
I am at the moment, Rob, but I will get closer in a minute. I'm just aware that people are going to be playing their approach shots shortly. In this group, we've got Paul Lloyd, Chris Aldous, Berger, Arnested, and Finn Paulson, I believe.
Yes. Most definitely in that group. Of course, the seniors category.
So this ball, it's Colin Murray, not Chris Aldous, silly me.
Colin Murray currently sitting in 10th place in the seniors. Berger Arnestad in 9th. Finn Paulson 11th. Paul Lloyd is tied 12th. Quite a few players tied 12th at the moment.
Finn Paulson playing in there. This is a hard hole for a left footer like him. So Berger plays in. His brother Stain is in the leading seniors group. Going out shortly.
Yes, we'll be seeing them coming through in just about. I don't think they tee off until about 10 past 11. Yeah.
So Paul
All there in the bunker.
I'm just going to check out his shot. Oh,
Chip.
very
Oh,
nearly
the
done.
edge.
Very nearly.
There a little bit of wind out there.
Colin Murray to play next.
Got to go across the green. Will be a little bit quicker there.
Gently
Has he got the pace? Oh, just not quite the line. Perfect pace on that.
Weight was good. I think he was hoping for a little gust of wind just to help it along a bit. Oh no!
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's going to
stop!
just
Stop!
stop.
Oh,
Oh,
it's still
very
awkward.
close.
Very awkward that,
But I find this difficult to be able to stand and play that.
Well, Lloyd, it's not got.
Taps that in.
That's there.
Turning.
That's a good
Lovely.
par by Berger. Now, what is Finn going to do here?
This is a very tricky shot for Finn Paulson. He seems to be looking at that. Maybe some sort of swing.
I'm not sure how he's going to play this. It's going to be interesting. I think he's going to
Is he going to lean
pendulum it.
forward?
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Box. It came off.
Where all that Mai Tai training comes in.
Yeah.
Right, next up on the tee, we've got the
If you could
second.
just move a little bit closer to the hole, Chris, that would be great. Up
Yeah,
by
of course,
by
no
the bunker there, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the second women's group.
Yes, and that consists of we've got Letitia Calderon, Sophie Magnuson, and Laura Thompson. And a 3-ball coming through here.
Yeah, so Sophie teed off first. She's the orange ball to the left here. Laura's just teed off. Joe Carr now.
Oh, Joe Carr's
finally, it's Claire, isn't it? In the final one in this group from France.
Claire Priya.
Solid strike that.
I think, yes, it was Letitia.
Sophie is in the best position here to attack the hole.
Was unable to play. She unfortunately booked her flight wrong and had to leave very early this morning. And unfortunately, unable to continue in the competition, which is a bit of a shame.
So while we're waiting for the women to get to their balls, I've just seen on the first tee behind me. Yesterday we had a hole-in-one challenge on hole 18 in aid of Mind. It raised nearly £1,000 for the charity, which is tremendous. The exact amount will be confirmed and posted on social media, but it was a brilliant event. It was 160 kicks in an hour and only one hole-in-one, and that was by the man on the first tee now, Nicholas Nyberg, known as the Swedish Tornado. The only hole-in-one.
It's quite. There was a couple of close efforts, but one in 160 seemed to be the ratio we'll go with. Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. I think there were 3 that sat at the lip of the hole. Joe's just got a line here. That was looking good. Just need a little bit more on it. Line was great. There's been an invasion from the first tee.
I can just see it just coming over.
Sophie up now. Oh, that's gonna go to back of the green. It's gonna rest on the fringe. It's off the green, so it's okay.
Quite a big hit there from Sophie, dropping towards the back there. Sophie currently in 6th position. She's trying to chase down Sarah White and Letitia Calderon. They'll be coming through in just a little bit. Nice. Obviously, Letitia Calderon not in it anymore, but chasing down Sarah White, I should say.
It's a nice shot from Claire.
To possibly make podium.
Good from Laura as well. So I've got Sophie to the left on the back of the green, and then the remaining 3 women. A very nicely arranged bunch here.
Oh, the different approaches.
The slight OCD in me wishes that Sophie's ball was kind of between the 3 there.
Yes.
But I'm going to let that
very
slide.
Nice.
Oh, Joe. Oh, very unlucky.
Obviously, it's still early. Joe running at the moment. He'll
Always
start
running.
walking a little bit more later. Now from the back.
It's got some juice on it.
Getting more
Got some
pace.
juice on it. It's okay.
Luckily, that little turn away from the bunker. It's just a slight ridge there. But did put some pace on both of those shots that we've seen from Magnussen. Bit of fun.
Great putt.
Return.
Great
Yes,
putt.
lovely effort.
Great putt.
Very good shot indeed. Now Thompson of Scotland, a little disappointed in her performance. Was talking to her at
It's in the
dinner
bunker.
last night and drops into the bunker here on hole 4. He was still in good spirits. She always seems to be. But we know she has it in her to put on a performance, and suddenly the game gets raised. Now, that will carry a little bit over that golf green.
Going to come back off the slope slightly.
Yeah, just you can see that little undulation there in that golf green where that comes up. Also, a very good morning to you all. Of course, this is the female seniors and juniors competition that we're focusing on here during this session on the Pines course. Final day, champions will be crowned. You see that shot roll in from Thompson, not quite enough of a roll back. So put that in if you are watching on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. Of course, you can also watch on our YouTube feed. If you're there already, well done. But if you want to pop that up onto your big screens, head on over to Foot Golf Association of England on YouTube. Sophie finishes. Now for Joe.
Showing well.
Nice and straight.
So a 3, 2 4s, and I believe a 6 for Laura there. We now have the juniors. So this is our leading junior group.
Now, our leading junior group, I did call this yesterday. I said that basically the competition was over. William Lugg way out in front in this competition. It is basically it's a battle for second place, and we've got Jamie Hammond, Oliver Baker competing for second and third. So one of those will get that, but I do believe it's still it's William Lugg's. I don't think there's almost no way he can lose it unless there's something really wild happens, and I really can't see that happening.
As much as I want to tell you to not put the kiss of death on it, Rob, I don't disagree.
No, I think he's it's a 23 shot lead he currently holds. But it's very close in second and third. 3 shots between them.
All 3 juniors have now had their second shots. William is in the bunker here. Jamie was the last to go. He's the closest ball to the hole. And then Oliver. Is it Oliver or Harrison? Which I always get them mixed up.
It's Oliver.
Oliver, thank you. Oliver is next to a golf tee box.
Because we have both of the Baker
boys.
boys. The fabulous Baker boys.
That hard.
That's big hit there. Oh dear. A very youthful exuberance.
That's going to be an awkward putt. Very awkward putt.
Let's
Come around the back it's actually just to see, because I've not actually seen a ball come from this side, but line-wise, I'm not even sure if there is one.
There we go. There's that, just that edge of the bunker. That's gonna, maybe we'll have to drop another shot, roll it up, and then across. That's putting tactics into it. I just see a shot wallop straight at the hole.
That's about as much as you could do from there.
Yeah, a little roll up there. That'll come across. Great to see the juniors playing. Of course, as we said, already a wonderful performance over the weekend from William Lugg.
It's you, Jamie, yeah.
Jamie Hammond now on this left-hand side.
Ooh. Good weight on that.
Enough turn. There we go. See, just behind the hole. He should just finish that off. Gonna mark it off just to recoup. Little chip out of the bunker. Oh, hits the flag.
Probably a good thing it did. It's a very hard.
Well, it did have a bit of pace on it that it would have carried through, but that's a great shot from the young man. Oliver Baker finishes. Is a champion-elect Lugg. Gets that ball to sit.
And there you go.
Drops that in.
We do have a slight gap now, Rob. The next group, the over 55s, are just heading up to the flag on hole 3. I don't know if we've got any movers or shakers in the leaderboard from perhaps some of the earlier groups.
I will have a little look through and find that, and we'll get those on there. But while I'm doing that, and while we wait for this next group to come on through, let's take a little look at the highlights from day 2.
Rob, can you hear me?
Well, there you go. I did call it as day 2, but it was day 1. In fact, coming there, and we can see we've got a picture from Stephen coming through just there. So let's. I'll just focus on him for a second while we wait for this next group to come through on hole number 4. Where are you, Stephen? That looks. Oh, you're over on Oakwood.
I've had to come over to Oakwood. We've got some of the big dogs coming through on the men's competition, Rob, and the signal was a little bit unstable at the back end there. So I've come over here to the very picturesque hole 1.
You've got here. This looks beautiful.
Thank you. I've come up high. I'm on the pathway between 1 and the top of 1 and 18. So I've got an elevated view down onto the green from the path above. So I thought that open up the camera a little bit. We'll see everybody coming up the hill, playing into the green. So yeah, if the signal is stable and you can hear me loud and clear, I think this would be a good place for the next half hour or so.
Oh, that's just great. I will drop back to the Pines course because we'll have the seniors and the women's final groups coming through in just a little while. So I'll have to go back to those. But this is a great contrast that we've got here. Do we know which group we've got coming through?
This group contains Tom Stott, who I saw busy doing his 10K run this morning. For those that don't know, Tom Stott is attempting to run 10K a day for 500 consecutive days. I think that takes him to New Year's Eve, maybe, or New Year's Day next year. So Tom Stott is in this group. So yeah, that should give us an indication of where we are in the pecking order, Rob.
Oh, I see. Dominic Weckworth, we've got Enrique Reyes and Borja Calvo Sanchez also making this group. Tom Stott, a wonderful first day he had here in the competition, did drop off a little bit yesterday. And I'm just looking down. He's currently tied 16th, 3 over, alongside Dominic, Enrique, and Borja just there. So he can still push on, and there's a chance. Picks up a couple of shots. He could well make it into the top 10, as could all of these players in this group if they put a little run together. Obviously, they're all capable of it. That shot goes very high and wide on that left-hand side.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just picked up the path on the way to 18, and it's running along the path and round the front of the 18th tee box. I won't pan round because we'll lose the shot, but there's a little bit of worry on the players' faces that are looking over it, and they've just signalled to him that it's stopped. Where it stopped, we don't know. But yeah, as you said, Tom been playing well this season. He's 16th, so I think we're in the last 4 groups of the men coming through this first hole. So these players, with no disrespect to any that we're watching now, are going to get better and better. But at least based on the first 2 rounds of this weekend, this is a great line coming through, really trying to hug bank. If that stays there, I mean, this is a 3-tier green, so it's very difficult to get it to the back with the wind into your face. And as you've seen there,
I can now see it rolling back.
Yeah, it's just going to find the first cut of the fringe there. So, oh my! Just as it went to stop, the wind picked up, Rob, and unfortunately, that's going back down. I need to go and make a judgment call for Tom Stott, so I will be back 2 seconds.
All right, thank you very much. As you say, we are almost ready on hole 4 over on the Pines course at the same time. It's going to be a bit like this for you today. We're going to be chopping and changing, moving across the holes. So we'll be heading back over to Chris over on the Pines. We'll have the first of the Seniors Plus coming through in a bit. Just as this shot comes round, you can see the turn of the ball drifting around the back. Will that keep turning? There we go. Just on the bottom of the screen, just poked in, just in the corner there. But a very tricky hole number 1 for these men's groups coming through here. So we've got the Seniors Plus. They should be over on hole number 4. It looks like they're now just teeing off over there. We'll just wait and just a little bit longer for them to come through into shot with Chris. Shot. Wow. That must be Tom Stott's gone flying across there.
Yeah, it was a difficult one, Rob. It'd run down the path and it stopped in the path. Luckily, it found a little pothole in the path. Otherwise, it could have been going for days. So free ready from the path. Found a patch of grass to play it from, of which the group agreed. And fortunately, it's caught a flyer across the green and off the other side. So difficult one for Tom to start. As you can see, the rest are
zigzagging across.
Yeah. Hoping that stays stable for you as I pan that round.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. And we can see the distance, see the drop down in the green. You saw the tiers, as you were saying. Then have to get it up there. Fine. But if it's on that edge, as we saw, it does roll back. Lovely shot coming across, though. That bank behind it will turn, and it just goes around the hole.
And that shows the need to be as far left as a player, as far right as you're looking as you can coming up. Even the bunker down at the bottom of the green under the trees is a good place for it to, to plug and to stop to get the angle of attack. So much protection around the back of it if you can come in from that left-hand side of the fairway for the players. Again, you can overhit it and get it to come back.
There was that safety net just there of that little slope at the back just to bring it back in.
Yeah, so this group just starting to tidy up. The group behind this contains Ant Brolia, who will be slightly disappointed he's not in one of the higher groups this weekend. Another man that's been on great form. Cole Baker in this group as well.
All right, well, we'll see them come. We'll just see this shot just go wide there. I've got to head over to the Pines course. I've got the over 55s category just there, and we've got Chris, as we can see the group of coming through. That should be Derek Hayward, Paul Downey, Jean-Francois Ducree, and Andrea Zanardo, if I'm right, Chris. Yes,
that is exactly who we've got. Yeah, I've just marked Del Hayward's ball, and he landed. He actually caught the slope that was in the middle of the green, and has brought him back a few feet. He's about 8 to 10 meters from the hole. Just played his.
Just been this shot going on a little bit hard just there. I've just been joined in commentary by Paul Bolton, of course the president of the Association of England. Good morning. Well, it's all happening here today, and it's very early stages. Obviously, we're just in these hole 4 here with the Seniors Plus, and we're just seeing hole 1 over on the Oakwood course. But already conditions a little bit different today, though yesterday was a lot wetter.
Yeah.
Today seems to be it's just the winds having to contend with.
Yeah, the winds are gusting, to be fair. I've just come in from the course. It is fine. It's a bit more tricky. The wind in the face is obviously difficult, but it's fine. It's just drier and a little more gusty. It's fine. It's playable. It's fine.
Well, you can see, as you can see, but at this moment, the flag here on hole 4 just has dropped down. But it's
intermittent.
And that's the beauty of obviously the Pines course as well. Is there's a tiny bit of protection on some of the holes. It's just making sure that you play into that protection when if you can find it.
Yeah, pick your shots at the right moment.
So in this Seniors Plus category that we've got here, obviously Derek Hayward playing here, trying to sort of maybe getting to one of the condition sort of top 3. This is lovely.
It's a good shot.
Just enough pace to stay in contention to be able to pop that in from there. But it's been great competition in all of the categories. I'm going to say that, except the juniors. William Lugg ran away with it.
Yeah.
They really did. But all those behind him are very close together. So there is a battle for 2nd and 3rd place. But there's still, you can't say who's going to win in any of the categories.
No, it's very tight. It's very tight. It's exactly what you want, isn't it? It's competitive. There's a nice edge. Good shot.
Just
unlucky. But yeah, no, the competition's been good. The atmosphere's been good. Everything's been great. It's been a brilliant weekend. Again, that's a credit to the players.
Well, yes, everyone's in great spirits. I think the way the courses have been set up and the way they've been playing and they come in, there's nobody coming in, they're moaning about the course or anything like that. They all know the courses are tough. They're all playing it. They all have to play the same way and play different sort of techniques and styles. But there are birdies and pars out there to be got, and they're all sort of in that mindset. It's like, it's a good course in that respect.
Yeah, and I think you set the course up for a major, it has to be the top level, and this is the top level. Some holes par is the best you can do. You can't do anything else, as the statistics are proving. Unlucky that Del.
That's very close to dropping in.
But a great weekend for Del. He's playing it very sensibly, having a great weekend. But yeah, no, the courses are set tough. they're designed to be tough. As we said, I know when we spoke on Friday, this is purposely done. This is how we want it.
Well, exactly, and it has over the days we've seen a separation. If you look down the leaderboard, there is a point where you go, those are the players that have just switched on that little bit more and gone, no, I won't go for it here. I'll take the par, or even take a bogey here, knowing that I will bring it back. Yeah,
a calculated bogey is not a bad shot. You know, it's part of the sport. I think golf do it at the top end, and no, we've got exactly what we want. The wind does make it that fraction tougher.
Yes,
but it's still the same challenge. All the players are all on the same courses. There is no excuse. The best players will win each category. 100%.
That's it. And they say the cream always does rise to the top eventually. So that was the plus category, the senior plus category, just going through there. So we should have the leaders in this: Jan Hollick, Mark Eagleston, Osman Bayezid, and Mike Stokes. Looks like they're up there on the tee box.
Jan Hollick has he's just putted in on the second hole. I think Mark Eagleston just to putt in as well, and then they'll be teeing off.
All right. So while we wait for those to tee off, I'm just going to head over to Stephen, who's just popped up there on the Oakwood course, and we should be seeing. I think he said it was the group of Ambrolia, May, Bennett, and Neil. Correct.
Correct. Absolutely correct. John Neal just putting in from the green. Cole Baker May just below us, and Lee Bennett on the other side. Unfortunately, where you see Ambrolia is where his ball has stopped, and that is live. He's come from beside the bunker on the left-hand side of the course, the right-hand side as we're looking, and it just didn't come off the bank. So he's left with a very, very tricky downhill putt from at the top of the hill here. So we'll watch this. This will be very interesting.
Well, it's going to be a very difficult shot from him up there. It's basically just got to tap it down. If you can find the right line and hope that it turns towards the hole. Not ideal though, up there, Paul, is it?
No. You do not want this. I don't know what Ant was thinking, but if he puts it in, he won't care.
Oh, beautiful!
On
camera.
There you go.
He'll like that. Very, very.
He doesn't
good.
mind. It doesn't mind the camera, does there, Ant?
This group is very important because Paul May and Ambrolia are fighting out for the top place in the tour.
Well, yes, those two still battling on for first place in the tour, and there's still a chance that they put a round together here, and that could put confidence into Ambrolia. We know he's a very confident player. When he's on it, he's like he can storm it and have an incredible round. So he could still push in for a podium place.
Just a bit of pressure on Carl's foot, but Carl can do that. It's not a problem.
Yep, so Carl finishes up. The group move on. No real dramas there, as you wouldn't expect for players at this level. The next group coming through contains Steve Bastin, and then I think it's the leaders behind this next group. So that might be the figure of Pierre Manor walking up the fairway, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Should be, yeah, alongside Peroni and Bassini. There we go, very cosmopolitan group that's coming through just there as well. I think I'm sure a little bit of Spanish being talked amongst them, and Steve Bastin, whatever language he speaks.
So Steve Bastin was down hidden behind the hill. He's absolutely launched one, and unfortunately it's caught the bank on the second tier of the green, rolled back and off the front of the green. He's going to end up exactly where Ambrolia's ball finished a minute ago, between the tree and the bunker. I don't know how the balls are stopping there, but there's a 1.5 foot gap between the tree and the bunker's edge, and the balls are rolling off the green and nestling there. So Bastin, if he can bend a left foot shot into the green from there, it's not a bad angle to attack, but just not staying on the green with the wind. You've really got to get it up the back here for any chance of sticking.
Very tricky effort from him, scanting over to the Pines course. Just seeing if the Senior Plus group are quite ready yet. Doesn't look like they're coming through as yet. So we'll go back to those in just a second.
We got Puccini to play next here. Again, strong gusty wind. He's playing from down by the buggies, if you can see them. So he's going to be aiming to try and keep it low and chase it up to the back here somewhere. The run up, the hit. Oh, he's kept it very low. He's chased up this right-hand side. He's looking for it to stick in the rough rather than using the green, which is a very sensible play. It just needs to stick now. Just needs to. He's standing there, hands on hip. And the wind has just picked up. It's unfortunately going to chase off the front of the green. Absolutely demoralising for him. It was a really good shot, to be fair, but
well, as we saw it drift down that slope as it just caught the edge of the green, it was like, oh, this is going to go, because that was obviously the turn of the ball just then. I think it may be a little bit higher, almost up to where Ambrolia played it. Well, we've seen what can be done from up there.
Yeah.
Maybe Ant knew something these others don't. Playing in that rougher grass, it's going to hold up just a little bit and maybe give you that greater chance rather than taking 2 or 3 shots to get up there.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, excuse me.
Where did that go?
Yeah, that's gone and
that's gone flying to the left.
That's hit the bank on 18, and it's running down the path on 18. It's run round the left-hand side of the pond, and it's sat on the fairway at 18. So he's probably, that'll be his 3rd shot from the same distance. I actually think he's further away from the hole now than his previous 2 shots. I'll try and pan round. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but if you can see where the deep water sign is on the lake on 18, he's just behind there. You can see his nonchalant figure walking up to his ball now. So Puccini to play again.
Was that Stephen Bastin?
Puccini.
Puccini. He can get a little bit angry at times. Well, I can see figures moving with Chris. I'm just going to head back over to Pine, Stephen. So I'll leave you for a second. Just heading back over to Pines there. We've got the seniors groups coming through here. We've got the Senior Plus group as well. So we've got this consisting of Jan Hollick, the leader, Mark Eagleston, Osman Baizat, and Mike Stokes just here. That shot comes whizzing past. Osman.
Wow, that's I haven't seen a shot like that yet on this hole. I think the only way to bounce it through to get through the bunker is to bounce it like he did. It pitched on the other side, right next to the hole, but obviously has ended up right at the back of the green. We've got, as usual on this hole, a variety of different places where balls have ended up. Mark Eagleston is in the bunker. Jan and Mike are on the green here.
Now this bunker shot, we've seen a few players play it.
Yeah.
It's one of those quite tricky ones, because if you don't get enough backspin, it will roll right across that golf green onto the far side and make it a little bit difficult to come back in.
Yeah, the pace has to be good. But Osman knows what he's doing. I think
that's a good effort from there, but it's got some juice behind it, so there's a bit of work to do.
Just this little bank in front of him that's going to make that a little bit difficult. It's puttable, right? A lot of backspin needed from Mark Eagleston here. We know this is a tricky ridge to get out of, especially with that. You see the slope coming down from the bunker. There's the spin. Oh,
pitched again right next to the hole. It's going to be fun to play again. Come around the back of the hole.
a little bit of a course maintenance. just see in the distance the tee box for hole number 1. More groups teeing off there in a bit.
Oh, that's the final. All gone off. All gone off.
Are they-
Pines.
Have they all gone? Already gone?
Pines is
Oh, so they'll be,
finished,
of course.
and the last group is just leaving
Finished.
Oakwood.
Right, so you say they've already gone. So we'll be seeing those final groups coming through. This is hole number 4, of course, on Pines. Early days in this finals day of competition. So we'll have the seniors and the ladies coming through in just a little while. That's the leading group. Right at the top there. Williams with a little lead. She'll be
Has it got the
hold on
legs?
to
Has
the
it got
pace
the
on this.
legs?
Go on.
Oh, it's
Go
perfect.
on. What a
Absolutely
lovely
perfect.
weight.
Mike Stokes, outstanding.
That was just a beautiful trickled shot.
Shot, Mike.
Stokes there. He lets out a little puff, but there was it was precision. Also trickling, but it's turning away.
He's just saying that he saw what Mike's did and tried to
And
follow
he's went the other
line.
way.
And here we go. Very well played from Mike Stokes down that hole.
Very well done. What a lovely putt. Look, see that lovely
Again,
precision.
a bit of a gap to the next group, Rob. So I don't know if we want to switch back to Stephen.
I will do that. I've got action over there on hole number 1 on the Oakwood course, the men's competition that we're going to see. Just I say that as we head over to Stephen. We've got anyone coming? I think I can just see figures in the distance. I think this one is.
Yep. So the last group that just went through was Passini, and you will remember for those that tuned in, he took 3 shots up the hill, including 1 from behind the lake on 18. Ended up in a similar position to Brolia after clearing the lake on 18, heading back to hole 1. Probably about 30 yards, and like Brolia, managed to sink it off the bank. So not the most ideal start for Passini, but he sunk it. But walks away with 7 on hole 1, unfortunately. The rest looked as though they were comfortable pars. Matti Peroni put it within 1.5 feet from down the hill. That Bastin put it within 3 meters and finished up. So I think it was 3 pars and a double bogey in that group. But yeah, another group coming through now. I think this looks
Well, our
like
next group will be
AD Burns.
Yes, it is. Adrian Burns, Daniel Wallbanks, Andreas Bilantieri, and Marcos Damien Gezzi will be coming through just next. Again, those ones that are in that 4th and 5th place at the start of play, the ones that are pushing for a podium finish. And Adrian Burns put on a very good performance on the second day to be up there in and amongst this group there. So only tied 6th. Side Wallbanks all even par. Bianchieri the only one under par at the moment. But as we've already seen, that can change here on this first hole.
One of those balls is dragged left behind the bunker. I'm not sure. I think it's past the out of bounds state, so I think it should be all right. Through the trees on the right hand side, you can just see a little bit of light and sunshine coming through on the path on the right as we're looking. These balls set up nicely, so we might have a line through the trees if there's no out of bounds stakes. But yeah, as you said, AD Burns having a fantastic tournament, quality player. Did very well in the pairs as well. Very good weekend. And correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but there's one more group to come after these in the men's.
Yes, indeed. That will be our leading group of Baker, Calvo, Clark, and Spink. A very, very tight group, and of course, all consider those top 4 players, there's basically just a few shots between them. Tom Spink, we know, a previous champion, can easily put a run together. Ben Clark always likes to come from those slightly deeper positions, that 3rd, 4th place. He always likes to chase a win on the last day. Carlos Calvo, well, we've seen what he's done on the first 2 days. Will he be able to handle the pressure alongside Max Baker, who our current overnight leader? Will he again also be able to withstand the pressure and put on a 3rd good round? So it is very, very interesting with that final group, and of course this group chasing them down as well. So there's going to be pressure on them.
Yeah, big pressure. The wind is into the face, and everyone's trying to find a position off of the fairway or off of the green at the moment on their approaches, because the wind is just so strong. So we now have 2 balls to our far right, the players left, but they've found a safe passage. I think it's past the out of bounds stake, so they'll be playable. AD Burns in a very good position, so we'll watch this group through while we wait for some more action from Chris Hopton on the other group. But I'm not sure if you can make them out, Rob. I'm going to put my fat finger in the screen if I can find it. But the players are just congregating down here by the trees, so you can see some movement there. So there's 2 balls side by side down there, and they're going to be trying to avoid the trees, get it up onto the 3-tier green, and get it through the back without the wind taking it back down the hill. So tricky shots. First one comes through, misses the tree.
Heard it. Now he's going into that longer grass up on this side, that bank.
Oh, it stayed there.
Hold it up. It's stopped on a slope. Love to see that.
I think if that had rolled another foot backwards, that was on the shorter cut, and that was probably going back down the fairway to where AD Burns is. So AD going to come up and mark that. It is actually in play. AD's going to be looking to swing a left foot at his shot, probably just inside that. So the other ball comes out from under the trees. This was very good, kept low, just chasing up the green and coming onto the foot golf green through the back. And what a shot that is, by the way, from all the way down the hill in the rough. It's a beautiful shot.
Excellent shot there. As we see, that's the exact way to play it there. You've got to sort of punch it across that green, get into this longer grass at the back of our foot golf green, and just hold on to it just there. And then, as you can see, it just stops.
Yeah, it was a great shot in these conditions. I think anything sitting on the green with this 3-tier is going to roll backwards. So he found the back of the hole, and it just sat nicely in the rough. It's a good shot. So AD Burns to play next. I think he can play with both feet. I'd be surprised if he plays with his right rather than his left, but he might be more comfortable doing that and playing up over the hill. But AD takes his run up.
It's gone right-footed, turning away.
Gone right-footed, and it's going to need to stick. There is a little well in the middle there. It's just
wanted to stop here.
Everyone's waiting with bated breath, and it's come to a stop. Yep. A little bit lucky there. I think he would have been better off playing with his left and swinging it in, but he's got a nice angle at the flag from there.
Yeah, well, he's going to probably just come across now. Wallbanks this is the ball we saw stop up on the hill, so he's just coming to have a little look, trying to work out the angle of approach while he's watching these others make their shots.
Yeah, so the next player eyeing this up, he's again 2-foot player, looked at it from the right, going to use his left, just waiting for a drop in the wind.
Might be waiting a while. That's the thing.
There we go. So swings it in, keeps it low.
There's the turn.
Yeah.
There we go. See that advantage of the left foot there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big advantage on this hole. If you're able to swing it in, it depends where you're on the fairway, obviously, right? So that one's going to be marked. And then Danny Warbanks is going to try a very tricky shot across
Well, he's got to
the
go
rough.
up. Yeah, he's got
on
to
the
go
bank.
up and then down. He's trying to find. He's trying to find the line there. Trying to look for that angle that that will drop it down to the hole without putting too much pace on it. It's got to be measured.
Yes, he's going to be very, very tricky, this one.
Has he got it? Has he got it? My picture just froze. I can't believe that. Our signal has just frozen. Well, unfortunately, I don't think it's come back.
Rob, I don't know what happened. I lost reception just as he played it. But unfortunately, it didn't go in. So
no, he looked like he might have had to take a second shot there. I was just about to leave as it came back. It looks like we're having a couple of signal issues at the moment.
Well, once this group has finished, we've got the lead group coming through. Great shot from AD Burns. He's having a fantastic weekend. He'll be looking to power on from there, but it's a great opening hole for AD. So, as I said, the lead group just taking their second shots on the fairway behind as well. It'll be interesting to see how they tackle the first hole.
Okay, well, we'll come back to. We'll just watch this putt go in. And I know I've got people in and around the hole on hole number 4 over there with Chris. So we'll head over there as this. Oh, I was just to say drops in. It didn't. So unfortunately,
oh my, that was. I'm just going to get the ball out of the hole. That was unreal, unreal.
Well, we had it in the corner of the screen, but
that was for a 2. Unreal.
Who was that?
I'm speechless, to be honest. Yeah, unbelievable. that's the first birdie I've seen on this hole since I've been filming it.
And it was that is this the group of Arnestad, Morrison, Errol, and Getty, the leaders in the 45 group.
It was Getty with the birdie.
Wow, Roberto Getty, a birdie there on hole number 4. Well, you may have seen it. It was happening in the corner of the screen. So if you were glancing down, if you had it on your largest screens, you would have seen it.
At least this time we caught something sensational on a slightly smaller screen than nothing at all.
It was there at least.
It's an upgrade from yesterday. Yeah. Just to catch you up on what you may have missed. So we had the previous senior group coming through.
Yes.
I'll just let William Morrison putt this first. Oh, and it's on.
That wind picked up there.
And you hadn't got to stop. So,
just had a huge gust of wind.
Yes, just to catch you up. Nyberg on hole 1 yesterday had a visit to a tree in his second shot, so ended up taking a 4. Eric Harns took an excellent par, a couple of excellent pars in that group. Mark Nicholson unfortunately took a double bogey after visiting the bunker. And William Morrison here is going to take a 4. He at the moment is Staines' closest challenger. And it's now Staines to play. Reigning English Open champion.
Looking to get the double.
It's going to slip left. It's going to be a bogey there.
He only holds that single shot lead ahead of William Morrison.
Umit Errol, great putt, walks it in. Very well played by Gezi there. Again, a bit of a gap, Rob. So Stephen had the leading.
I will
through.
I do. I'll head over to them. I think they're just dropping through on hole number 1 there on the Oakwood course. We'll be back to you because I know we've got the females coming through in just a short while, so that I will keep an eye on, and I will bring those on in just a second. But here we go. This is the leading group in the men's category. We've got coming through here, and that's obviously consisting of Baker, Clark, both doing very well. There's Carlos Calvo, the Spaniard, and Tom Spink as well. So 3 Englishmen and a Spaniard making up the top 4. Anything gone wrong with any of their tee shots, Stephen?
No, the only thing, Max Baker is the red figure on the left-hand side of the screen. Is probably a little bit too far right on the fairway for him. He's got to come over all these mounds, but perhaps he wants to play up the rough so the ball doesn't run back. But it's probably a little bit out of position for Max. All the others playing it as expected. We're also joined, as the same last year, with Pete and Ryan Goss from the course, who have done so much hard work on their teams to get this course in perfect condition. So I suspect they will walk around and follow this group. I think Max doing a very, very sensible thing there with so far back and the slope and the wind. He's actually played it into the bunker. You can see his ball just at Ben Clark's feet in the bunker over there. And I think he's actually done that on purpose to get the ball sticking and staying. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult, or you've just got no angle into the hole itself.
From there, he can try and just whip it across. And as we say, and as we've already seen, players dropping in and around that green into that longer grass there. If you can get it over there, you know it's going to stay over there. Because it's just tempting fate on that golf green as you play it across. If you don't get enough on it, we've already seen it happen a couple of times so far this morning. It does roll back, and you're playing almost 2 shots from the same place.
So Ben Clark just asking for a ball to be marked. All in white today. I suspect there's a red shirt under the white jacket, and we might see that later if it warms up a little bit. But Ben Clark to play in to the hole here on 1.
He's right there in the center of your screen, that small white dot that you can see just in the distance. So I'm sure he'll put a big shot on here as he lines it up. Right-footed. Now he's got to come right up this golf green. Now he needs this to stop. He'll be watching it.
Yep,
there we go. Be very pleased with that.
He's
on that top tier of the golf green.
So we'll just keep the camera wide so we can see these other shots coming in. This is the last group out on Oakwood. The leaders, we have had our first group finish, a 3-ball on Oakwood. So the course is running well and on time. So things are looking good for the day ahead. Max Baker
this continues
with a difficult one from the bunker. So left foot planted, swings it with his right over the top of it, top spin. That's a powerful standing shot. Now, is it going to just stay on this top tier? It is. You're not going to get any roll back from there. That's a great shot from Max Baker.
That's very good. Our current leader, Max Baker. Well, it doesn't look like pressure's getting to him just yet. Hopefully, well, for his sake, it won't. But when you've got players like Calvo and Clark and of course, everyone else and Spink chasing you. Of course, Spink, a former champion, knows what it's like to be there. And one of the stats that many people do forget is that Ben Clark has never won the English Open. So it's it's something that I'm sure Ben will be trying to add to his many achievements.
Yeah, and he's in the perfect position to try and do that. He knows how Max Baker plays. He knows his strengths. This is an unbelievable shot outside of the foot, up over the hill, using the bank just to drift back down. That's going to sit nicely on the edge there. No disrespect to any of the players on the tour, but I'll compare this to myself. But these guys are just a different level. the way that they know where to put themselves on the fairway. There's such a big difference about knowing where you want to put the ball and where
And
you
being able to
actually
do it.
get exactly that, Rob. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, and these guys just do that. You know, they are the professionals of our sport.
Absolutely, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to watch them. Clark across the green. How's the weight here? The line looking good, looking very good. Clips the edge. Is this rollback going to have enough? It's turned slightly in and just comes to a stop. Very good
Just run
attempt.
past the left edge a little bit, and yeah, the grass today and the conditions not enough to get the rollback needed to go in. Ben Clark tidies up. Max Baker to play next. Red Gatwick shirt on, which I think Ben's probably got on underneath as well. Pairs partners as well.
And they won the pairs yesterday, didn't they?
They did. They played absolutely fantastically.
That could also be advantageous to Max.
Great shot from Max Baker. Hit the flag and went in, never in doubt.
Because if he didn't play as often as he does with Ben or as a pairs partner, he may feel a little bit more pressure. But because he knows him, he plays alongside him, it might be a bit more relaxing for him rather than going, oh, this guy, this top player is chasing me down.
Yeah.
He saw his Spink putt out.
Great finish from Spink as well. Spink will be chasing this hard.
He will.
He would love
to
close this gap.
Yeah, he's only a couple of shots behind. So, I mean, now Carlos Calvo, his first round, excellent. Just tailed off a little bit.
Carlos ties us up nicely. What a group that is. That's the last of the play through hole 1. I'm going to end the feed there, and I'm not sure if Chris has got action, but I will go further out into the course.
Thank you very much, Stephen. There we go. We're seeing that top group now. I can just see in the distance, it looks like the leading women's group coming through there. Claire Williams, Michaela Hill, Joe Reed, and Sarah White. Obviously, Joe Reed, the American, over here for the Janssen Cup earlier on, last week, I should say, and now competing in this tournament and doing very well. Currently sitting in 3rd position, but chasing down Claire Williams, who has that just a slight lead in this competition. Looks like they're just putting out on hole number 3.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a discussion about something as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but Joe Reed has just rolled in from a decent distance away. I'm not sure what it could be for a par. This is a tough par 5 after all uphill. They're all on their kind of final putts, and then they'll be moving on to the tee.
All right, so we'll see them down here in just a second. Let's give you the scores in this group. Claire Williams is 5 over. Joe Reed 1 shot behind now. Joe Reed moving into 2nd place, 1 shot behind. 6 over. Michaela Hill 7 over. In 3rd, Sarah White, who will have already gone through. She's already gone through this morning, and she's 11 over. A few shots behind there in 4th place, but we know she can put a run together and possibly break into that top 3. But only 2 shots between 1st and 3rd place, so it is tight in this female category. And of course, we'll be seeing them here, and we'll be joining them a little bit later on the course as we follow this incredible finals competition. Now I can see them all moving on. It looks like they're about to head down to the tee box.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened earlier in the hole, but Claire, Joe, and Michaela all holed out from similar distances, so it could well be that the gap is still the same. So I think you talk about flash points on the course. Where's it all going to swing? This is one of those holes where this next stretch, actually, this hole 5, the longest hole on the course. These are the kind of holes that could swing things. So be interesting to see where they all end up after this hole. I think they're just putting their scores in. So as they approach the tee and they play their first shots, Rob, you'll probably see live how it's looking.
Well, yes, hopefully that'll come through to me in just a second. But it is as you say, these first holes, these are the ones that they're going to want to get right. You want to build on something. It starts going wrong here. That's when the doubts start creeping in, and then suddenly there's a change, and somebody else will pick up and go, that person is not getting it today. I can put a bit of pressure on, and especially with that just that 2-shot difference between first and third place, the tiniest of margins can make the biggest of differences.
Yeah, and what I will say is Michaela is teeing off first here, so it looks like the momentum's with her. And then it's Joe next, so
Oh,
I'm going to assume
very interesting.
that they either did one better than Claire on that hole or on the previous. So that gap, as you say, is tight. It could be even closer than what you just read out.
Well, the scores still haven't come through yet, so I'll keep an eye on them.
That's a very well driven shot by Joe Reed. Kept that very low, very straight. See the play here. You can see the balls in front. Ideally, you want to be further left to open up an angle. And as we saw from Roberto Ghezzi in the seniors group, if you do get wide, you do give yourself a chance. You do give yourself a chance of a birdie.
I remember that. So I remember that from the Four Nations as well. I think it was Ambrolia, nice and wide, came across, and also birdied it as well with a long putt. So it's almost like a V approach, isn't it? You go from the tee box across almost to that tree, very close to the tree that we can see in the
exactly why I brought that in shot. Yeah, it's almost a landmark. You're almost aiming at that. Claire, being left-footed, will naturally come out this way anyway. Sarah's gone very far to the right, so she's got a tough shot in here. Claire will be looking to get it probably to see there's a very thin stripe from the hole going out to the left. She'll probably want to put it just at the end of that, ideally. It's going to be Sarah to play first. She gives us a wave.
It's very nice of her.
I think like Tom, I think she's enjoying the chase, as we talked earlier.
Yeah, she was sort of saying that. She goes, it's almost like it's an extra thing to do rather than playing. It's like, right, I'm going to do this and drive it down. It's almost like a motivational tool they're using.
It narrows your choice as well. You don't have to think, I need to get birdies, so I will go for them. And Sarah's played. That's a nice shot. That's very nice.
Well,
where she is,
look at that. That's excellent.
Best possible chance to give her a shot at par.
Okay, well, I can give you an update on the scores leading into this hole. We do have a current, and Joe Reed is the current leader.
Okay,
is out in front. She's now 6 over. She's 1 shot ahead of Michaela Hill and Claire Williams, who are both tied in second at the moment. So there has been a change in this early stages.
How things are going to go here. So Claire's just played her shot. You can get a few feet off that ramp there. Sarah will mark.
Sarah marking that for her. Thank you.
I think these shots are going to be probably the most important on the turn at the moment.
And here's Michaela Hill. Joined second place alongside Williams. Good shot from Hill.
Ooh, that might catch.
It's going to be very, very similar position. There we go. You can just see the difference. Look at that, just behind. But that's actually quite good for Michaela. She'll see the line. Well, no, she'll have to play it, won't she? Sorry.
She'll have to play it. Claire will get a read here.
But Claire will get the read off Michaela. But it's neck and neck with those shots. Here's Reed.
And a very similar shot from Joe as well. A bit wider though. And that's actually going to roll. It's going to be tight. Is it going to catch the slope? Yes.
Just coming back in.
So she's going to be closest of those on the green.
Well, as we just saw there, how tight is this? all of those shots very close together.
It's a very
That's what we can
informal
see.
penalty putts.
It's very much like that. Just there, we've got Andy messages in saying, "Come on, Chalky." That's of course Sarah White's nickname. She bought a new top yesterday, so she's obviously got hot. She was wearing it earlier.
Just move the
Temperature
camera
out
down
there
here.
and bring the flashes in. So Stephen appearing on the Oakwood course. We'll be able to head back to him in just a second. Hill now. Lots of support for Michaela Hill. That's going left.
Hold there.
Stop. Finish up.
So, bogey for Michaela. It's going to be...
gives us a bit of a face there. Thank you, Michaela. Williams. This is looking good. Very good. Picks that shot back up. She will move ahead of Michaela there. Now Reed. Current leader will have seen Williams put that in. Now to stay in the lead, we'll want this to go in.
Looks good.
Rolls it in. It's looking good. And does so.
It retains the lead.
Sees it, matches it, stays in the lead. And now White. There's the turn. Looking good.
Really good shot.
Excellent.
Difficult shot there.
Excellent from Sarah White. As we said, she's enjoying it. She's enjoying the chase. We'll be catching up with
on the front 4 holes of Pine.
Thank you. All right, Chris, if you could head on and move, and we'll catch up with you just a little bit later on. But while we do that, we'll come back to Chris a little bit later on. We'll head over to Stephen, who's out on the Oakwood course where the men's competition is in full flow. We see this shot come over here. What hole are we on here, Stephen?
We are on, at my wife's recommendation again, hole number 8.
You're just trying to get in the good books, aren't you? So whatever you say, dear.
She doesn't watch the feed, so she won't hear me anyway. So I could say anything right now. But we are watching some of the top groups go up 4, and then they will obviously all be coming back down. So we've got 4 or 5 groups clustered around 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we will stay here for now.
As we glance and see who we have.
Bobby Hopkinson just running that one a little bit past the side. Just run it a bit hard, and it just didn't catch the line.
Bobby, of course, was a character on the tour.
Yeah, he's always a character, always a smile. He looks a little bit disappointed today, but he's a great player to have around. The recent Janssen Cup, he turned up, I believe, for the opening ceremony in a head-to-toe Union Jack outfit, which is just the sort of thing that Bobby does. But it got everyone laughing, everyone smiling across both teams. And Luke tidies up there.
Matt Morgan.
My little baby at home. And for Rob Lamarr.
That's
Thank
for
you
his
very
little
much.
baby at home. Oh, he heard you. Yeah.
I heard.
It's
Tell
amazing
him
how
thank
much
you
this
very much.
microphone picks up.
Oh, yes. The advantage of me wearing headphones.
But that was for he just wanted to make it clear that was for his daughter at home first, and then you,
Oh,
Rob.
yes. Yeah, and obviously for Cheryl last.
Yeah. We've got the next group have just finished up on 7 and are in their buggies doing their scorecards. I won't move about too much just because of the quality of the feed, but Cole Baker May in the background, which will be a dot for you, is on 4. He's got his ball to stick somehow past the hole on the edge of the lake, but still within only about 3 meters. So Cole pops that in, and that group move on to 5. So we've got a few groups going up the hill. We're just waiting for the next group to come down and tackle 8. They're just doing their scorecards at the moment, so we could probably stay here.
Yes,
or I can run
so.
you. Yeah.
While we're waiting for that group to come through, of course, it will be Andrew Duffy, Elliot Hurrell, Damien Popovich, and the Scottish sensation, I think we can call him, Lucas Morris. He's 15 years old and he's playing like an experienced player, way beyond his years. It's incredible that the way Lucas Morris has sort of entered the men's competition rather than staying with the juniors. He's like, no, I believe I'm good enough to compete at a higher level and against more seasoned professionals, as it were, and is right up there.
Yeah, look, that's how you learn and you grow. I think I first remember coming across him at the 3 Nations before it was a 4 Nations up in Scotland as a junior, and even then the power and show glimpses of a lot of skill. So Duffy just teeing off in the background. It's the ball killed on the bank this side, missed the water. The bank took all the pace out of it, and it's just died there. It's unfortunate it hasn't run down onto the green, but he's still got a line in from there. It's not wet and it's not long.
And the puddle that we had yesterday just there seems to have gone, so that will roll through a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, and Lucas Morris, left-footed, just hits the bank and runs through. And this is the difference between the 2 shots. So Duffy's hit the bank full in the face and took all the speed out of it. Lucas is come off the top of the bank and is sat just on the back edge of the green, perfectly pin high, with a putt across the green with a lot of protection behind. So Lucas will be very, very happy with that.
Yeah, we see a lot of players aim for that bunker on that far side, just to sort of sit in front of it. Here's this next shot going in a very similar position, maybe a little bit more pace on it, but coming across the net, it's going to drift over, isn't it? Oh,
it's just stayed on the back edge of the green. So I think
again, you can come across quite hard. Thank you. You've just shown us that bank behind the hole, that bit of protection you see. So coming now, Elliot Hurrell coming the 80 Hurrell route. For those that were with us yesterday, he's just dropped into this bunker.
I think that might have. I think Elliot Hurrell's over the back, actually, Rob. I think that might have been the 4th player in the group. So not Duffy, not Elliot.
Popovich, Damien Popovich.
That was Damien Popovich, I think that was. Just ended up in the bunker. Again, very hard shot to decide what to do there. Do you chip it out? Do you try and pass it out? But yeah, Popovich with some decisions to make there. Duffy's going to have a long, hard look at this.
You see him there in the orange socks. Obviously, no color coordination whatsoever. This is going to be a very tricky one for him here. He's having a good look with his arm up.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I just advise you. So all these are going to be in order from right to left. So we'll just pan around a little bit without trying to lose too much of the signal or the quality to see the putts coming in from here.
So we have
Here we go.
Elliot Hurrell furthest away. Now he can put a bit of pace on this. There we are. Now, wants this to turn. Oh, he's turned the other way.
Yeah, it's
Almost
a difficult
wanted
angle
it
to
to
come
turn
up.
left, but as you can see, the protection of that bank helps out beautifully, knowing that now he's quite happily taken a par here.
Exactly that. It's good to get pin high. You've got so much protection. Right, young Morris. He's come a lot further left.
He's going to
It's not
turn
gonna-
away as well.
Yeah, I mean, strange shot choice, but I see what he was trying to do. I think he was
Could have gone a
coming
bit
off.
closer.
Yeah, I think he was relying on Hurrell's line there, and probably just a little bit too far outside. But he's still got a decent chance of a par there to tidy up. Now this will be interesting. Duffy to play.
Yeah, well, he's had a good look while those shots were being played. He was sort of perusing out.
Outside of the right foot. That needs to
Look at
turn
that
hard.
turn.
Oh my god!
Oh my, incredible Andrew Duffy from there. That's remarkable. We were saying
There was applause on camera, and Rob applauded as well.
and I can hear Jennifer, his wife, in the background cheering away.
Jen cheering in the background, back in the registration area as well.
What a shot! That time, the effort that he took, and here from the bunker. Oh, Popovich. Very close indeed. Well, Duffy with a birdie here on hole number 8. And Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos, and thanks for tuning in. Hope you and the family are well, sir.
And then Carlos got on to say, oh, look, more.
And
Get in, Duffy.
Sparksy, hope you and the family are well. Good to hear from you. Hope to see you soon. As Popovich tidies up, Lucas now comes in.
Yeah, Carlos goes on to mention, who needs colour coordination with an outside of the boot like that? Go on, Duffy. Morris here should finish off. Carlos says he's waiting for Amazon to deliver his new knee. Well, I've got 2 new ones. It's when you get it done, it's lovely. It's lovely. A few months of physio, and then it's good to go. You'll be kicking a ball again soon.
Yeah, Carlos, a very good character to have about, and yeah, I think he would have liked to hear this weekend. So we're just waiting for the next group to come through. They are hovering around the tee box. They are just making an adjudication. Sorry, Rob, you go.
Yeah, no, that's fine. While they're up there, say I'm almost having a personal conversation here. Carlos has messaged in, say, talking about knee replacements. Said, "Are you confident enough to play football again? Has it enabled you to just walk around and lead a normal life?" Well, a bit of both. Walking around, obviously, pain goes, everything. 7 months before I was kicking a ball again. Of having my right knee replaced. So 7 months later, I was kicking a ball, playing foot golf, even playing a few games of football as well. Obviously, as a goalkeeper, sort of throwing myself about. Was doing that. My left knee, I had complications. I had to have a second look into a little bit of a revision. So I'm sort of 3 months in from that. So, but I'm hopeful I'll be back out there kicking a ball again soon. I always have one in the boot of my car. I brought it with me again. It's like I'm not quite ready yet, but I did try. But yeah, you'll be amazed at the way the technology has gone, and the replacements that they do in the knees now. So it's yeah, you'll be back out kicking a ball. As long as you do your rehab, you'll be out there, and I'm sure we'll see you again. There we go. Just a little bit of that's obviously from experience talking there as we see these shots coming in. Again, drifting over to that right-hand side. One has not come quite as far in this group, consisting of Luke Phillips, Dan James, Chris Lewis, and Lewis Williams.
Oh, Lewis Williams there with a right foot across the top of the pond, skipped and splashed in the pond and turned hard left off of the bank and ended up in a very, very similar position to Duffy's, probably a little bit wider. It's probably got slightly more angle of attack. Chris Lewis has gone a little bit far and in the bunker. And Daniel James is the other ball you see in the camera that just finished short of the bunker. So this looks like the figure of Ant Brolia in the background. No, Luke Phillips, apologies. And another, oh no.
To say something's gone wrong if that's Ambrolia.
Yeah.
he's run ahead of everybody. We know he's a character, but I don't think he's going to do that.
No, it was just the hair and the kit he was wearing from afar. Very much reminded me of Luke Phillips. Be disappointed with that. It's if you've got to play across the pond and you're using the pond, it's a very, very difficult shot. It just needs to have one bounce and skip out. And Luke's obviously hit the pond a bit far back, and it's hit once and then hit again. I don't think it's hit the bank this side. So Ricky, our marshal, is sending him back round the other side of the pond to play for 3, unfortunately. So disappointing for Luke there.
He'll be a little bit upset on that, 'cause I know he was looking to sort of chase down and expand on his score. He was a little bit disappointed after yesterday. So let's see if we've got any updates in this men's category at the moment. Nothing coming through as of yet. Just a few scores to go in.
Oh, that's gonna. No, it's not.
Oh, it didn't make it.
So that was the line that is the only potential for a hole in one here. And I think after going in the drink the first time, Luke decided to go for it. He drilled it over the top of the pond, run down. He was attempting to run it through the bunker, jump off the bank, and then down into the hole. And it bubbled up and just didn't have enough. So Chris Lewis will be playing from the bunker. I've just moved back a little bit just to give them a bit of space. So we'll just try and pan around. This is Chris Lewis's ball coming into shot now. Let's see why he asked me to step out of the way. I think he just come a little bit wide.
Would have hit you. He was hoping, looking for an assist.
But yeah, he'll come across and mark that. That's still a good par shot from there. Been a lot worse scores on this hole than that today. So Chris Lewis in a good position. Dan James. This has got a hit or it's going long. And there was a smoothing back a little bit again. So he just hit that one a little bit hard and it came down off the bank and run in. So we'll come round and mark that to allow Lewis to play.
Well, they'll still be able to pick up. He should still be able to pick up par from there.
Yeah, it's not the worst position to be for a par shot. Ideally, I think he would have liked to have been a little bit closer.
Ideally in the hole.
Or as you said, ideally in the hole.
That too. Yeah, Lewis Williams was a little bit lucky across the pond there, just turning hard left, but he's put it very close, so that will guarantee himself an easy par. Carlos Borum says, "Hi Dan James, how are you, buddy?"
Legend. Very well. Go on, Carlito. Miss you, pal. You well?
Carlos has joined in the chat and we're covering all sorts of topics this afternoon. Oof,
Yeah, we are.
Luke.
Colour coordination for knee replacement.
We'll just pan this round. It'll be Luke first to play, then Dan, Chris, and Lewis.
That's my name. Thank you very much.
So Luke just finishes raking the bunker while his teammates stand and watch.
Just waiting for Chris to get back over there. Yep. Yeah, Chris is just heading over there.
So, Luke Phillips. In it goes. So lucky that didn't pop out of the bunker with the second one off the tee. And James, no trouble at all. Heads right and then turns back left. And Chris Lewis is disappointed with himself. He watched Dan's and don't know why he went left. Really disappointed with that. And then it goes. He knows that that was an easy putt missed. Lewis to tidy up. As our leaders tee off beside me on 4 for the 4, 5, 6, 7 loop around this back end of the course.
I know we'll see them very, very soon. Just here, I'm just waiting. Chris is changing holes over on the Pines course. We'll have him back on very, very soon as we catch up with the juniors, the seniors, and of course that ladies competition, which is getting very, very interesting indeed. I can hear some shouting going on in the background there as Steve gives us a little pause, and we're just waiting for more to come on to this hole number 8. People just up there in the distance, which should be Wentworth, Stott, Enrique Reyes, and Borja Sanchez just there. But we can see there's our leading group going through there of Baker, Calvo, Clark, and Spink. That's over on hole number 4 on this Oakwood course. It's I'm still waiting for scores to come through on if there's been any change. I will let you know as soon as it comes in. But as I say, we are going to be heading over to the juniors and the women very, very soon. As we say, there are some changes going on in that in the female competition. It's moving all over the place. Joe Reed still out in front at the moment. A single shot lead she holds over Claire Williams, who is a shot further ahead of Michaela Hill, who is 3 shots ahead of Sarah White. In 4th. So that's the top 4. So very close in that. Claire Williams, who's held the lead over the first 2 days, has now dropped into 2nd place, feeling pressure from the American Joe Reed, and Michaela Hill also right on her heels. At one point was in level with her, and there's now just that 1 shot in it. So very, very tight in the women's competition. We'll be catching up with that in just a bit. We're sending cameras out to them and to the juniors, and just they're catching them a little bit further on in and around the Pines course.
Thanks, Rob. Great update. It's nice to keep abreast of the situation this end. It's great to follow these groups about. It's hard to keep up with the scores as well. So it's nice to be able to hear what's going on from this end. The next group, as we said, are on the tee and ready to go. They are just destroying the signs from beside. I'm guessing that somebody wants to set up the ball and inside the tee box area. So it's just marking out what has to be between the tee box posts. Can go back within those posts. and then he's going to swing the ball outside of the post. So the ball starts within the posts, and then he's going to kick it out and swing it back in. So let's see what this does, whether it's worth all that effort.
I certainly hope so. He's seems to have done a lot here.
Yeah, straight into the bunker. A bit disappointed with that. And again, another. Oh my lord, what's just happened there? Oh, I'll just move to one side. You probably can't see it because of the flag, and they're a little bit far away. But again, we spoke about this yesterday, Rob. Somebody has taken the left foot side pass approach to try and go round the lake, and he has literally just side footed it straight into the lake. You see him just picking it up, and
well, that's
he's just got
to be very disappointed, and the players at the at these top groups, you wouldn't expect them to be doing
so
that.
This is Tom Stott with a great shot. It's just going to run through a little bit, but he's going to give himself a great putt. So Tom Stott went the over the pond on the bunker route. The bunker didn't slow it down quite enough, but a great shot nonetheless. Oh, this one has gone wide. This group is erratic, so you have to be very careful here. I don't think that's the bridge bogey, so that's in the deep rough on the left side as we're looking at the path. So one in the bunker, one in the lake, one through the back of the green, and one in the rough on the right. All choosing very, very different approaches, and fortunately, none of them working particularly well, Rob.
Yeah, it's a very, very wayward shots from them all, and yeah, it just seems that everybody had a different mindset there. Nobody copied anyone. And it's like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, but none of them seem to come off. Very unusual. Shot through the bunker, skips up. Oh, it's rolled away.
Yeah, it's just, I'll just lift the camera in the air without trying to destroy it. You can just see it just on the far side.
Yeah.
So it's just sat there. So that was his third from the edge of the pond, and that will be his fourth from there, unfortunately. So Tom Stott with the best of the shots there. The others very erratic. But we'll see where we go. So got one coming out the rough on the left-hand side
here. There we go, right from the far side there. Let me take a look.
Yeah, Tom Stott just going to mark his ball. It is on the green. Given where the others are, they could go anywhere. So we're actually playing from the bunker at the back. Just not quite enough. So it's a good job Tom marked his ball. I think it's just going to run through almost under the camera. Apologies for a little bit of disruption there, but that will sit back down. I think he might have a drain in his way, but we'll worry about that when it comes back through. So from the rough. Takes the air approach, which is not the right approach there.
No.
And it's gone flying right through the back. He needed to play it on the floor, not get any air in it with the wind directly behind him. That's going to be lucky. It's just held on at the back of the green.
So much pace on that. Just needed to almost roll it, just so it just creeped over the slope and then dropped down onto the green. But he's absolutely put some pace on it there, NDK.
So we'll just set the camera aside. I'm just going to go and make, I'll set this up on the hole as the balls come in. I'm just going to make an adjudication down here.
And see the ball there. I think there is a drain just in the front. We'll see the discussion here. Should be able to move left or right of those. Is there no relief? Well, actually, they're going to the left. There's no. I'm just being told there is no relief there. It's Stephen there. I'll hopefully before they takes his shot, I might be able to grab hold of Stephen. Stephen, you can hear me. Need to get Stephen back. We see these other shots come in. We will be able to correct that. We've got shots from distance to come in here. Stephen, we need to correct you. There is no relief there.
Okay. For the no relief.
Yes, so that will need to go back to the original position.
Okay. Let me just communicate that, and we'll go back.
Thank you. There we go. So, phew. And we've just saved a penalty shot for him. Penalty added on there. There we go. So that will get moved back to its original position. If the ball had been sitting in the drain, then of course there would have been relief. Oh, as that shot comes over.
Okay, yeah, that's been corrected. Apologies. The group had all agreed on that. But yeah, it's not on the green, so obviously it goes back to where it was before.
That's it. Of course, if the ball had been sitting on it or standing, or he had to stand on it, then he would have got relief. But as we say, there we go. Goes around it. And very close indeed.
And wind picking up and changing direction here slightly. I think it's going to change things this afternoon on the rest of the course. It's rather than north to south, it seems to be turned a little bit to the east. It might just affect things up on 9 and 17 again, but we'll pick those holes up later as the players come through.
We will indeed. I've got Chris over on Pines. I'll be heading to him in just a second. We'll just watch these last putts play out here on hole 8. And we'll come back to the leaders a little bit later on. And I've got Chris. I think he's going to be with the juniors. We'll just watch this last one go in. I'm saying that, hopefully. It up.
And in it goes.
Yeah, there we go. Indeed. I think, oh no, there's of course this final shot.
Tom stopped.
Of course, Tom stopped. I almost forgot him standing there. I thought he'd finished. There he goes. There he gets finished. We'll come back to the men's competition a little bit later on. But we've got Chris over on the Pines course. And that means we have the juniors and the women's seniors coming through as well over on hole number 13. Look at this shot coming in. Very close. That's going to drift over the bank, isn't it?
Yeah, we saw this with Ben Clark yesterday, very similar, where it just missed the hole, but it had a bit of juice on it, and it's ended up in the trees. I think that was Jamie. Oliver is pretty much where he stood, and Will Lugg is in trees here. So all three have a little bit of work to do, but Oliver's got the best shot here. I'd say the juniors are flying around the course.
Well, absolutely. They're on hole 13 already. I felt like we just saw them on hole 4. But there we go. William Lugg well out in front, champion-elect in this. We called it yesterday. He's winning. He holds a huge advantage over Jamie Hammond and then Connor Bennett. Jamie Hammond pulling a few shots clear of Connor Bennett. Actually, Oliver Baker pulled up and has now tied third alongside Connor Bennett. So Oliver Baker and Connor Bennett now battling for that third position. They're
Are you fine?
currently tied on that. But Jamie Hammond looks to be sealing second place here.
The bank. This looks pretty good. Oh, it's a great shot. Great shot.
Wonderful. Absolutely superb. When we came back right at the perfect time to see these young players to pull off shots like that. Well, incredible. Absolutely
captain.
superb.
And now Will. Good following here.
Just missing that putt. Plenty to spare. And complete.
Blaming the crowd.
Blaming the crowd. Is that what he's doing?
which is mainly made up of his dad and his footballing teammate and his dad. So yeah, the pressure got to him there.
Well, he's going to have to get used to it. If he's performing as well as he is, he'll once he progresses into the men's competitions, he'll get used to the crowds, and there's more eyes on him, because I'm sure in a few years' time, the way he's playing now.
I'm actually just going to come through to the 11th hole here. I'm just going to go through the gap in the trees.
I can see a buggy. Whose buggy is this?
It's Del Hayward's buggy.
Oh, well. That sounds like it should be a TV
11th,
show.
So we can catch the end of this one.
This is the seniors plus category. No, sorry, the seniors. Yes, senior plus that we've got. Coming
So
through here, Derek Hayward.
Second shots. Par 11. We haven't actually seen a lot of par 11. This is a par 4. We're going to get right up to the flag. Dell's about to play a shot, so I'll try and get up there as close as I can.
Thank you very much, Derek Hayward. Currently 14 over, sitting in 5th place at the moment, 2 shots ahead of Richard Chamberlain, Andrea Zanardo. Mike Stokes in 4th, Mark Eagleson in 3rd, Osman Bayazet in 2nd. And we have in this category Jan Holick out in front, currently 1 under, the only player under par, Jan Holick of Slovakia in this senior plus category. Trying to walk away with the title.
So that was Jean-Francois Ducree. He's played his shot to there. I don't know if you can tell from here, there's a slight right to left slope. So see Dell marking his ball here. A lot of balls do end up in that direction, but the rough on that side is a little bit thicker. Your ideal position is right behind the pin.
Getting a bit of wind noise from you there, Chris. But the picture's great, and we can definitely see that right to left slope. Coming in from that right, there's that turn. Yeah.
This is that where Paul's put it is pretty much spot on.
That's excellent. You can see that beautiful swerve, that turn from right to left as we're looking. Very good indeed. And obviously other players will be looking to do the same. This one's maybe a little bit further out.
Relatively straight, actually. Wind is coming.
Yeah, that one didn't turn. Sorry, we're getting a bit of wind noise there. Just cut that out just for a second. As you can see the wind picking up. Hayward. Is that right? Wants this to drop down. Again, it just veered to that right. He's looking down at the ground there. He just skipped up for him. Didn't roll exactly how he would have liked. And no turn on this shot. Still very, very windy there. Shot drops in.
Side onto the wind now. I don't think it's not too bad. And it's gusting.
It is gushing. It's very, very windy there. As just trying to get Chris to stand in a position where that is very difficult for him. To avoid the wind. It's a bit, as you can see, very open here on hole number 11. We were just on hole 13 a second ago. A bit more covered. You had the trees on either side. And we'll watch this shot go in from Derek Hayward. Oh, and it turned. Look at the turn there. Oh, I said as he played it, I said we'll watch this shot go in. It's probably a good thing I've got the microphone muted on Chris right there. There we go. Oh, we can hear him now. There we go. So a bit of better wind coverage. And well.
Have you had a good time?
No, I did up until that hole.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Let's not count it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll pretend that never happened. Well, there is more action to come your way, Chris. We'll send you on. We'll catch up with the ladies groups in just a bit. We are going to take a short break right now, so we'll send Chris away, and we'll be catching up with the female group in just a little while. But that does mean we have to take a very short break right now. We will be back with culmination of all the competitions. It is very, very tight at the top. We will have champions very, very soon. I do hope that all of the notifications are on. You've got the rest of the afternoon set to watch foot golf. If you haven't, clear your schedules. Make sure that you have, and we'll find out who those champions will be when we return in just a short while. Grab a quick bite to eat, get a cup of tea going. That's exactly what I'm going to do, and we'll see you all very, very soon here on this last Sunday, finals day of the